This is so random. And this might be the weirdest thing I've ever reacted to on stream. I am curious. As a guy who has, and I shit you not, masturbated 3 to 4 times every day for a year, I will be the fact checker of this video. What happens if you masturbate every day for a year? So let's see what Psych2Go says.
I've recently been looking into some concepts around
Because there is downsides, by the way, guys. There is downsides. Let's say this real quick.
Sexual health, like NoFap.
Yep.
And investigating their psychological significance.
Okay.
We've done a video on what happens if you don't masturbate for a year, so we thought it would only be fair to look at the opposite extreme.
Okay, great.
What happens if you masturbate every day for a year?
I know the answer to this.
Your masturbation habits are unique to you, but there are a few things that affect your habits. Your hormones, libido, and age can all play a part in how often you masturbate.
Uh-huh.
Some people probably scoffed at the idea of masturbating every day for a year.
Yo, chat, how many of y'all masturbate every day? A lot of people do. It's really not as outlandish as people make it out to be.
Because they could masturbate multiple times a day.
Yep.
Others probably can't wrap their heads around masturbating every day.
Yep.
So moving forward, just know that what's normal and healthy for you might not be for everyone.
True.
And vice versa. Let's begin. Decreased sensation. If you don't typically masturbate every day, you might find that masturbation becomes less and less enjoyable as you do it more often.
True.
When it becomes an everyday occurrence, the experience of it becomes less impactful.
I skipped masturbating a couple years ago for a week. And the next time I came, my eyes rolled into the top of my head and I was drooling at how good it felt. So I agree, bro. If you be doing that shit too much, you will get way less enjoyment out of it.
A part of this could be a decrease in sensation. For men in particular, masturbating every day with too much force can damage nerve endings. Over time,
use lube. Stop dry dicking. And the reason why dry dicking is bad is because if you just dry tug it all the time, you're gonna have an issue when it comes to having sex with women. And let me tell you why. And I hate to break this immersion for you. Death grip dry dickers, you are going to get erectile dysfunction. Because I had erectile dysfunction. It sucked ass, okay? Because I was gripping my shit. Full strength, dry, right? Sometimes my skin would rip. That's how hard I would go. And I conditioned myself to only being able to come by death grip scenarios. I know okay, I'm going to be completely real. My dick is 6.2 inches. My girth is, I don't know, like, I'd probably say that much. I'm a pretty lucky guy. I'm happy with my cock. It's not no 8-9 inch black cock that you see in porn, but I'm pretty happy with it. Hard. Flaccid, I shit you not, my dick's like 1.5 inches. Okay? Dude, it's like a fucking evolution seeing that thing go from stage 1 to stage 3. It's like boing, right? But when I started to get sexually active, you got to realize that no woman's pussy is going to be able to grip you harder than your fucking hands when you're going full strength. I have a grip strength of 139.6 pounds for my grip. That's a lot, by the way. And I was doing that on my penis. Find me a woman whose pussy strength is 139.6. Then maybe I can come. But for the average woman, it ain't gonna be like that. I'm gonna Google this. What grip strength is the average vagina? It cannot be accurately quantified, unfortunately. So I won't be able to give you all that answer. But you need to lube up your hand so you're used to the fluidity of a pussy, okay? And you need to loosen your grip a little bit so you can come to things that aren't just your hand. I'm gonna say something else. For 30 and a half years, no woman on this earth ever made me come. Zero. it would be all the same. They would blow me. They would jerk me off. Maybe we would have sex. I'll be real. I maybe haven't had sex like 4 or 5 times until I was like 30. Now I'm having it like at least 4 times a week because I got over all my trauma, which, took a lot of meditation. But they would blow me for like, actually, I got blown for 2.5 hours before. I got blown for 2.5 hours, right? Couldn't come. Every time I got to take my dick out, jerk off, and I'd come. Because I'd conditioned myself to only being able to make me come. Because no woman had the strength I had. Or maybe I just need to, okay, I don't need to say that next comment because people are going to get weird about it. But no woman had the strength to make me be able to do that. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Time, it will take longer to finish. And if you have sex, it won't feel as good.
It wouldn't.
But there is a psychological aspect to it as well. Masturbation often comes with porn. If masturbating every day also means watching porn every day, over time, it will take more and more stimulation to satisfy you.
Yep.
Masturbating every day will speed this process up. At this point, you might find sex feels impossible because it isn't as stimulating as masturbating with porn.
The other big problem is that when you condition yourself to want to fuck porn stars that hard, you're going to want to date a chick that's like that. And I'll be real, do not date OnlyFans girls. Do not do that shit. I'm good. They're going to hit you with some shit like, but babe, you get the real thing. You tell me I can get all this for $5? What benefit? Like, I can get $5 and get all that shit from your ass. You think I want to sit here and take you out to eat? I'd take you out to eat once. That's an OnlyFans subscription for 30 months. I'm good, bitch. When you get a girl, make sure that the bond between you and her is between y'all. Because if this bitch is posting her pussy to everybody, posting her asshole, doing these sex acts with fucking anybody to the internet, you're just getting sloppy seconds. You're a cuck. You are. You are legitimately a cuck. You're cool with all this work and effort and time and love, and you're giving it to this chick. Everybody else is getting it for $5? Hell the fuck no. You're a loser. You're a fucking loser. You think I'm going to take a prostitute off the street and try to save her? Hell no, that bitch is run through. Get you a woman that has some fucking respect, where they understand that the shit between you and them is sacred, right? Make that shit sacred between you and them. You know that shit that y'all did, only y'all are going to see it. That's between y'all and the fucking Lord. You don't need any more than that, bro. Absolutely not.
Increased risk of addiction. That process of needing more and more stimulation, whether it's visual or physical, is a sign of addictive behavior. By masturbating every day, you are essentially forming a habit. This habit involves flooding
I wake up and I jerk off. I'm not gonna lie. I just be doing it. That's the reason why I'm late to stream so goddamn much. I ain't gonna lie to you.
your brain with all the feel-good chemicals, like dopamine. It's no wonder it's addictive. Some people smoke a cigarette when they're stressed. Other people masturbate. The problem with getting addicted is that over time, it may start to affect your life in ways you couldn't predict. You might find your priorities shifting and your relationships getting damaged. If you're in a situation where you can't masturbate, you might find yourself getting anxious or frustrated. This is all exacerbated if you masturbate every day. No sexual desire. Not only can frequent masturbation make sex less satisfying for both men and women, but it can also make you want sex less.
That's very true. I'm just gonna be real. I was so addicted to masturbating. I would have women offering to blow me, offering to have sex with me. And I was like, yeah, nah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm just go crank one out. And people who sex shouldn't be seen as, oh, now I get to come. If you're having sex to come, and I mean this generally, you're also a fucking loser. I think that if you are someone who sleeps around, I feel so bad for you because you are wasting what is something that can be used to strengthen and deepen a bond deeper than any other relationship you have. And you're out here busting loads in everybody. And you as a woman, you're letting every man bust a load in you. What do you have left? And I mean that genuinely. What do you have left to show that this relationship is deeper than the last? But people, and I mean this for men and women, I think that shit is lame as fuck. And I feel so bad for you that you go out there and you have emotionless sex, and all you do is you come, it feels good, and then you look at this dumb bitch, or you look at this fucking retard male that you just had sex with, and you just don't even want him to be near you. And there's a person that I know, and I know they watch me all the time that had meaningless sex recently. And I told them, you ain't gonna like it. You are only talking to this chick because you want to fuck her. And they say, yeah, that bitch was crazy. I got no idea why I did that. Give it a week at least, brother. Make it mean something, because people take sex as just, I'm gonna come and feel good. Or you could take it as something sacred and realize, I really like this person. I love this person. And don't make it about you coming, saying, we can feel good together. Because if you think I want to make my partner feel good because I love them, and your partner thinks I want to make my partner feel good because I love them, and you're both just making each other feel good the whole time, it's a beautiful thing. It really is. It's very, very, very special. And when you feel safe in another person's embrace, and they feel safe in yours, the shit that you can do is really fucking fun, and it's a beautiful thing. It is. Back in the day, would you do it when you're horny or just because you want to? Before, I would just jerk off because I felt like I have to. I was like, I'm bored. I'm going to go come. I'm bored. I'm going to go come. Be bored. I'd be scratching my shit. Like, oh, boner. All right. Let me go blow my load to Topaz from Honkai Star Rail. Let me go blow my load to Eula from Genshin Impact. Let me go blow my load to fucking Mandy Muse, Sasha Fox, Alexis Texas, Gianna Michaels, Kelsey Monroe. And I know y'all know those names. And then you get to where I got. I was paying for porn, bro. It was bad. It was bad, bro. It was bad. Because it wouldn't ever be enough. I was like, bro, no, I need like the early access exclusive 4K 60 FPS variant. Otherwise, I can't come. And you know what's crazy? People say I can't believe that. Chat, you know it. If you jerked off as much as me, you will get to a point where you run out of porn. Because you've seen it all. You can. You've seen it all. I'm at that point now. Exactly. It's bad, bro. No, because that's actually sad? Yeah, I know. You're like, I've seen all this shit. None of this shit interests me. Now you got to go on to Japanese sites like Fantia.jp. Even worse, got to go on to OnlyFans? Jesus. So you collected all the spells before Freerun? Yeah, absolutely. Because once you hit OnlyFans, you're like, oh man, you're just cooked. You're cooked. You're fucking cooked. Fuck that, bro.
That might not come as a surprise because it's quite uncommon to want sex after masturbating. But some people start to prefer masturbating over having coupled sex.
True.
But there's more to it. You become used to it, and the compatibility that you would have with your partner gets whittled away as you masturbate more frequently.
And let me tell you something beautiful. When you go into sex and you're not doing it because you want to come, and you just say, this is fun, and you just have fun doing shit and fucking around. Like, I'll be real, you can just have fun. You know? Like, it is good. You don't gotta do it just to fucking blow your load.
If you masturbate every day, you won't have a strong sexual desire or sexual compatibility, which can take a toll on your relationships. The good side. Masturbating releases oxytocin, which regulates stress. So masturbating can be good as a...
I will admit, whenever I'm having a panic attack, I do go jerk off real quick. Full disclosure. Absolutely. Absolutely, yes, I do. It cures me. If I'm stressing, jerk off, I feel better, and it's gone.
Short-term way to regulate stress. If you don't damage nerves or become addicted, it ensures that your sexual organs are in healthy working order, although you don't need to masturbate every day
I immediately jerked off out of that horror game that gave me a panic attack.
for that. It's also a good way to check in with yourself and how you feel about yourself.
Yep.
According to a study, your self-image can affect how satisfying masturbation is. If you are masturbating every day, but it isn't really satisfying, try taking a little break and spend a week doing something that makes you feel good about yourself, like
Masturbating.
working out or being productive.
Working out is the best thing you can do for your life. Working out is the number one thing you can do in your fucking life. Every single issue that you're having, and I challenge you to give me any question. Working out makes it easier to solve any issue you're having in your life besides, well, I mean, in some cases, it does help with diseases as well. So for example, Wake Wilder's a great example of this, where his parents were very sick and he didn't want to get sick. So he works out every day and his condition is very good, even though he should also probably be sick, which is great. I'm poor. So here's the great thing about the world. The world is going to hire you based on your looks. You may not think it, but it's true. If an ugly guy and a handsome guy apply for the same job, the handsome guy will get that job more often because the world is skin deep. If you get in shape, you will be more successful because people are going to be willing to open their doors more frequently to you. I don't have a girlfriend. Well, guys, let me tell you about the gym. I want you to imagine a woman. And now I want you to imagine that woman being in shape. Those are the women at the gym. They're hot as fuck. Get this, women who are in shape are hot as fuck. I get to go work out around hot ass women every fucking day. Get stronger. To be motivated by the hot ass dudes in the gym saying, man, I want to look like them. Gives me mental clarity. Gives me time to plan out business decisions. How to restructure my life. How to get from point A to get to point B. I have that time to reflect and meditate. And I look a hell of a lot better. And I feel a hell of a lot better. I used to get winded walking up the stairs. I used to be 330 pounds. And now I am 236 at 6'6", in European terms, 198 centimeters. And I feel the best I've ever felt. And I like it because when people need me to do something, I can do it no matter what.
Or just tidying your surroundings. You might see a big improvement. So the lesson here is ultimately anything done in excess isn't good for you.
Yep.
But you define excess. Your hormones, your libido, your mental health, and your self-image all play a part in what your experience with masturbation is like. Just pay careful attention to what your body and mind are saying, and what's best for your relationships as well. Anything that feels good or takes away stress can be addictive, so try your best to find a healthy middle ground. What are your thoughts on this video?
I think this was a great video, and it was actually incredibly accurate, and I appreciate that. Hopefully I added some extra context that people can benefit from. But yeah, use lube, loosen your grip, try to jerk. You can jerk off every day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But I would recommend maybe go for like every other day and start small, okay? And if you start paying for porn, realize, oh God, this is a really slippery slope and you want to get out of there very quickly. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.